Hello everyone. I hope you're all doing great. Let's wait for people to join. Today I'm going to share with you a little recipe. Here you go. Okay, that's it, we're ready. Well, today we're going to make an amazing recipe. It's one of my all-time favorite meals. I make it really often throughout the week. In fact, honestly, the truth is I hardly ever make things that are super gourmet or elaborate because for me, saving time is really important. You know what I mean? So no, that's not really mine. No, you're not going to see anything super fancy or gourmet here. It really is delicious because honestly it's so good, but my cooking is very simple, very straightforward, okay? The more real whole foods, the better. So today, since I want to talk to you about this topic and share this recipe with you, I'm also going to discuss something really important that I know matters to a lot of professional women, and that's the issue of time, and energy. So before we get started with the recipe, first I'm going to talk to you a little bit, okay? A lot of times we think that in order to take care of ourselves, to make time for ourselves, we have to set aside our priorities to get that dream body we want. But no, that's really not the case. The truth is, it's actually simpler than it seems, and there are a lot of tools that are really simple when it comes to things like nutrition, exercise, and other factors that help you achieve the body of your dreams. These tools can save you a lot of time, and you don't necessarily have to stop doing things that are important to you in order to build the body you want. Usually, a lot of people think you have to dedicate yourself only to that, right? In order to achieve it. That's a complete mistake, okay? You don't need to devote yourself to, let's say, being fit in order to have an amazing body. You just need to have the right tools and be organized to make it happen. And one of those tools is cooking, right? Not spending so much time in the kitchen, because there are a lot of people who spend 2, 3, even 4 hours a day, or sometimes even more in total, dealing with what to make, how to make it, washing dishes, putting things away. And on top of that, constantly thinking about what to do, what to prepare, what to cook. So, well, today we're going to talk a little bit about that. And of course, you're going to learn how to make this ice cream that I make for myself all the time, which I love. It's an ice cream that's pretty filling in the sense that it really nourishes you, okay? It's going to satisfy you a lot, and you'll notice that obviously afterwards you won't feel heavy, you won't feel sluggish or slow. Obviously, it's not going to affect your weight as long as you, of course, respect what your body needs, right? So that's one thing. And number two, I want to mention, in case you don't know me, that my name is Stephanie Milazzo. I dedicate myself to helping women who want to have a freer relationship with food, who want to heal their bodies and, of course, create the body, the dream body they've always wanted without having to restrict themselves from any type of food, especially carbohydrates and sugars. And if you, for example, feel like you relate to this content, you like the recipe, you like what I'm talking to you about as I prepare it, I simply invite you to share it with people you think would find this, let's say, a fantastic recipe, because honestly, it's very simple, extremely simple. It only has 3 ingredients, and one of those ingredients is just water. That's it. So, I'm going to explain what you need and all of that, okay? So just go ahead and share it, right? So that other people can benefit from this. All right, I'm going to get the ingredients out. Give me a second. Here I have one, okay? This is carob powder. It's similar to cocoa, but it's not cocoa since cocoa is very stimulating and, well, it irritates the digestive mucous membranes, and it also affects the nervous system, right? It makes us vary. We often think it gives us energy, but in reality, what it's really doing is whipping us, you know? It gives us a kind of jolt like get to work or get energized, because it really irritates the nervous system, okay? So I don't use cocoa, I don't recommend cocoa, coffee, or any of these alkaloids from the xanthine family because they're very toxic and it's fake energy, okay? So instead of cocoa, I use carob, okay? Which is a plant-like. Just to say, it's kind of funny because it's like a pod, right? like peanuts or something similar, and basically it's produced in Spain, generally speaking. Spain is the country with the largest global production, and basically what they do is roast it and grind it, and it has this color, right? Like it was cocoa. It's naturally sweet, super aromatic, it's delicious, and it doesn't give you that feeling like you've been kicked, which, well, a lot of people like. But that being said, you end up paying for it later, right? Later on throughout the day, you start to feel the crash. So that's one thing. And the most special ingredient of all of them, and it's the base of our ice cream, is plantain banana. That's it. You don't need anything else, okay? We're going to use plantains, bananas, right? We have the amount you want to eat frozen right here. I love this variety of banana because it's extremely sweet. So that's all we need. And well, a little bit of water, okay? The little bit of water is to help the blender. So what tools are you going to need? You're going to need a blender or a food processor, preferably a good quality one, okay? One that can handle tough jobs.
And a knife to cut it to help the blender. You shouldn't put them in whole because otherwise it could get damaged. And of course, a spatula to be able to scoop it out after making the mixture. So, well, in the meantime, I'm going to start chopping the bananas, and I'll tell you a few things that are very important. And well, one of the things I see frequently, which is a mistake that so many women make, is that when they want to have an amazing body, they first go into a really extreme restriction process. I honestly understand them because I was there too. The thing is, that's what happens a lot of times. Those tools are just missing. I remember that when I wanted to lose weight and have a great body, I thought that the hungrier I was, the more in shape I would get, but it was actually the opposite. In fact, when I was the hungriest, that's when I was the most overweight, right? And on top of that, I was always craving things and would binge eat. Carbs, sweets. I was always looking for things like appetite suppressant pills, all that stuff. And honestly, I think I fell into that trap a lot, into the mistake of restricting myself. And also the mistake of, for example, it's really nice to believe that we have to stop doing things that are important to us in order to take care of ourselves. For example, if I want to take care of myself, then I can't start a business or I can't work so many hours. For instance, I have to stop spending time with my family or things like that. But in the end, like I said at the beginning, it has nothing to do with it. It's really more about strategies. Using the right strategies to be able to achieve that process of conquering your family's body. Well, as you can see here, I've added some little bananas. Alright, I'm going to add a little more, since I still have some left here. I split them between fresh and frozen, depending on how much I want to make or how creamy I want it. So I put them there in the blender. Right here. I literally give them a little splash of water. And please, this part is going to be a little unpleasant. I don't know how to turn off the sound so it doesn't get picked up. All right. We're going to help ourselves out. If you have one, for example, this tool is perfect for pushing it down. Now it's starting to blend, it's moving, and with this we push it down, help it along, and add more. Obviously, the carob powder, which is what will make it taste like cocoa or chocolate. Actually, if you know, well, in my country, there was something called taret, which was a bunch of artificial sugar with cocoa, not even cacao, just cocoa. And it tastes very similar in my country, in Venezuela, so I'm going to come back here to mix it up. It's super quick. And that's it. Ice cream done. You don't have to get involved with women. Ice cream done. That's it. That's all there is to it. There's no need to complicate life. To eat well, to eat healthy, to have a good time, you don't need to restrict yourself. You don't need to spend millions of hours in the kitchen. You don't have to give up the things you love. And you might not believe me, but it actually tastes better than the originals. And it's delicious. But the quality of the ingredients is really important for all of this because obviously that's going to make a difference. I'm going to pay here. What? And then all we do is, for example, I really like to chop up some fresh stuff too because it's so tasty. So what I do is chop it up, like into little slices or into cubes, depending on what I feel like that day. And if I want, I add grapes, raisins, figs. Get creative with it. For those who want to spend time on this process. And that's it. It's ready. Just like that. It's ready for lunch, as you can see. All like that. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that sometimes we really think we need to spend more time on this. We put more energy into such simple things like, for example, cooking to take care of ourselves, to stay in shape, to look good. I mean, I'm eating. I don't know how many bananas were there, but there were more than 10, okay? I'm eating 10 little bananas my stomach. I don't have any bloating either, and I have a low body fat percentage, just like I've always wanted. I build muscle. It's really simple, ladies. Honestly, don't make life complicated. You can have the body of your dreams without so much hassle. So, one thing I wanted to mention to you. It's really important to understand that a lot of times we fall into this mistake, right? To be avoiding taking care of ourselves because we think, no, that takes too much time, or whatever. And no, I can't have an amazing body because you have to dedicate your life to that. You have to live for it. I could have even used a little less water, just 3 ingredients. It's that simple. Well, actually, what the real solution for you to be able to understand this is, first of all, it's simply a matter of being aligned internally, meaning really knowing what we want to achieve and in which direction we want to go, because a lot of times we want to get an amazing body, so we start following trendy diets and end up spending a fortune on a juicer, which is ridiculous, because you don't need a juicer to get in shape or to heal yourself. I'm not against juices, but I think they're a waste of time and energy. So, well, if someone uses them, great. And if someone has the time to dedicate to that, great. But for example, I know from my personal and professional experience, that people can achieve amazing results in terms of health and having a great body without having to drink juices or spend hours in the kitchen making complicated dishes. No, none of that, ladies. Life is too beautiful to be stuck just doing all that complicated stuff. So that's what I was telling you, right? That you have to be really aligned, to have a lot of clarity. Well, that turned out great. A lot of clarity. And the mem, that's what we want to achieve, to be aligned, right? To know, okay, I want a great body, but I don't want to be starving. I don't want to be cutting out carbs. I don't want to be spending hours in the kitchen. I mean, to have those things clear, so we can look for the right help, the one that will actually give us what we want, because if not, in the end, we'll just keep going in the same circle. And the worst part is we'll stay frustrated because we won't get what we're looking for. So that's really the ideal, right? To really start to understand, what am I actually willing to do to get this amazing body? And what am I willing to experience and go through? And then from there, start taking steps that actually lead you toward what you're looking for. I love my little knife. And now, obviously, I've already tried it, but it's never the same as trying it on camera. Look at this beauty. And honestly, that's it. You just eat it. M&M. Wow, it turned out so creamy and super tasty sweet. It's really absolutely delicious. What did you think of the recipe? Let me know in the comments section down below. It's just so easy. Too much. I mean, it's ridiculously easy. So when you find yourself, struggling with that whole thing of, oh, I want to get in shape, I don't know. Instead of suffering, instead of thinking you have to sacrifice a ton of time and energy to make it happen, instead of investing in things that in the end don't really. If you're not clear about it, they're not going to give you the results you're looking for. Then just do these 3 steps I mentioned, like sit down and say, okay, well, this is what I want. This is what I want to achieve. This is what I want to do. I'm willing to do this. I'm willing to do that. This having clarity, I always say it, being internally aligned, knowing that your whole body, your mind, your whole brain, your entire being wants that goal. M&M, that there aren't any internal conflicts, because otherwise it's going to be really complicated. M&M. All right, so what did you think of the recipe? M&M, super delicious. Nothing goes to waste here, ladies. Carrot powder is super tasty. And well, that's the reality. I mean, when you find yourselves in that situation, just say, all right, let's find a way. Because the ideal is for you to achieve it. I mean, having a fit body is the coolest thing ever, because you feel really good about yourself, and I know that many of you struggle with that discomfort. Seeing yourself chubby like that, with rolls with love handles, clothes that don't fit, going up the stairs and you're already out of breath. I mean, I've been there. I know what that's like. I know how it works, and honestly, if I'm telling you this, it's because it's real. The only way out of that is to have clarity. Real inner clarity about what I want, what I'm willing to do, and it's actually easier than we think. And then, so that's one thing for sure. And another thing I wanted to share with you today is that I created a group for up to 10 people for a completely free 30-day challenge with totally free support, so you can start your health journey, eat delicious food, eat plenty without restricting yourself, without complicated stuff. You already saw how long it took me to make this. I actually spent more time talking than preparing it. And it's really great. Please make it. Show me, send me photos, okay? And this challenge, I'm planning to start it on May 1st, depending on the group, okay? It includes the recipes, things like this. I mean, that's it. You can lose 5 kilos over the course of that month, maybe even more, depending on how your health is internally, of course. Your skin improves a lot, your hair, your nails, digestive issues, your overall sense of well-being, reduced inflammation, no bloating. Everything is strategically planned so that you come out of it with a flatter stomach and 5 kilos less. Plus, you'll obviously learn a bunch of simple cooking techniques that hardly anyone knows, so you can start building the body of your dreams and get in shape, because it's totally possible without so many complications and without so much restriction. Okay? So if you're interested in joining the challenge, just write the word challenge down below, and I'll get in touch with you so we can talk a bit more about what you want to achieve. And this is all, it's a group challenge, okay? A maximum of 10 people, maybe 15 depending on the group. There's a good number of people out there who are interested, you know? Enter. And I'll simply include free support for you throughout the process. The investment is minimal, okay? I'll provide a lot of follow-up through a WhatsApp group, a Facebook group, and a private community. You'll have Zoom calls with me,
where I'll be guiding you and helping you along the way. And of course, you'll get all the recipes you need for the week, as well as shopping lists, because I know you want to save time and do things right, so it's really important that you have everything already organized. You'll also get daily motivational quotes, all of this to keep you motivated, keep you on track, and of course, all that tribe-like support, right? In the group where we'll all be. It's melting on me, where we'll all be participating together and learning together, so we can start taking care of ourselves and eating better and better. So again, let me repeat, if you're interested in joining this challenge, leave the word challenge here in the comments and I'll see you next Wellness Wednesday. I hope you liked it. Please let me know what you think about the recipe. Let me read the comments and see what you all are saying here. That looks so delicious. I already want, yeah, I'm here talking, but believe me, I already wish I could take a bite. It turned out amazing, super simple, no need to complicate things. You can eat, wow, it's so good. You can eat really well. Without taking too much time, super healthy. And for those of you who are afraid of sugar, my dear, let go of those worries because that's not how it works. That's not it. So I'll see you next Wellness Wednesday. It was a pleasure being here with you all today.